It must be made clear, no one can prove anything as far as these beings are concerned. Anything anywhere can be refuted and argued, either in good faith or maliciously. That's from the book Sasquatch, the Living Legend by Tom Cantrell, an American author. The book is an interesting read with plenty of illustrations, and if you can find it, buy it. Incidentally, Tom Cantrell has a YouTube channel. Welcome to this edition of SASQUATCH Pacific Canada. So you go on your internet device to watch a little tube. Your favorite Sasquatch channel has posted a new video about a sighting from a witness. You watch it and begin thinking, hey, where have I heard that before? Well, you have. Because some people are posting the same information on other channels. Except, there's discrepancies. Each time they relate the story, it's a little bit different. Now, why are they doing that? Time in their hands? Pranksters? Just hoaxing you? Trying to trigger you? Who knows? When it comes to people relating a Sasquatch story, we always tell them, you do not want to go on camera if you're in the mainstream. Let's say the Browns are out for a picnic and they see a Sasquatch, and they tell their neighbors,
Hey Bernice, the Browns saw a Sasquatch. Think they're on the dope or the hooch?
That sort of thing. Ridicule. Insulting. Looking at you sideways like you're a crackpot. Why bring yourself that sort of grief? Anywho, this time around we're going to show you some areas we think you might want to see. Locations where the Sasquatch has been seen, allegedly, on a number of occasions. We're grateful you could come along. Thank you. If you have traveled into the backcountry of British Columbia, chances are you passed areas where the Sasquatch has been seen. Sometimes there have been multiple sightings in the same location. First Nations people call these areas home of the Sasquatch, more like their territory or where they range. We too have traveled extensively through the backcountry of British Columbia. We call it the land of the Yahoo. Those are people that have a blatant disregard for all things natural. Story after story, tale after tale. The mystery of the Sasquatch is akin to a great fish tale, the one that got away. Of course, there is a distinction. Fish and Sasquatch are not related. So, you never know what's ahead on the road. You never know what's across the lake in those trees. You never know what's on the other side of that water, looking at you, observing you. Maybe it's a cougar, an elk. Take the Fraser Canyon, the mighty Fraser, pouring down towards the ocean. This is rugged territory, and for First Nations people, sacred land. Also, the land of the forest giants, where the humans are intruders, interlopers, and most unwelcome. Tales of missing people. Well, I don't think they're Sasquatch tales. They're human stupidity. People getting in over their head. This is wild land. Best you remember that, if you decide to go for a trek. Vancouver Island, August 1972. Two young women in their 20s are making their way to Long Beach through hitchhiking and walking. On their walking portion, they come across a beautiful vista. Checking it out, they look down and see what they think was a Sasquatch cleaning itself. They scurried away quickly, frightened by what they saw. Telling their grandchildren years later, they asked, "Grandma, were you high?" That's another story from Vancouver Island, of which there are many. We could repeat dozens, but they're just stories. The mystery continues back on the mainland, when a rancher claims for 50 years the Sasquatch harassed him. We asked him, "Did you take pictures?" "Hell no. I just shot my gun in there to get rid of them. They're bastards. They're disturbing me. My cattle hate them. They come from those mountains." A question often asked by people: where do the Sasquatch sleep? Do they have dens like bears? Underground? Do they live in caves? Clearly they don't have a home. Or maybe they do. In the vastness of British Columbia, there are areas unexplored, particularly in the Coast Mountain Range. That is incredible territory. Something to think about. The home of the Sasquatch. The home of the Sasquatch. Move quietly as possible. It's really fresh up here. Quiet. I'm probably at maybe 3,000 feet. Gotta really pay attention. Bears don't want to surprise any more than you do. Make note. You can feel falls coming in. Yeah, I can feel it. Something we have said from the beginning. Even if we had 20 lifetimes to live, we would never be able to explore all of British Columbia. It's that vast. From the mountains, the forests, the valleys, the fjords, the small towns, the villages, and the people. It's a land we deeply love. It's profound. Our explorations are not about trying to convince you of anything. We just are sharing our experience. Now, there are many fine channels related to Sasquatch out there. Some, however, are tricksters trying to fool you to raise their numbers, to make money. We have never asked you for anything other than a little bit of your time. In this ever-changing world, people are craving adventure. Sadly, most of you can't get into the forest. You may be sitting in a condo in Manhattan, a villa in Milan, or in jolly old England, watching this saying, "I'd like to be there." And that's where we come in. We will explore for you. If you have a suggestion, we are all ears. Better still, if you have an experience, a sighting, or a photograph, we want to see it. Lastly, we would like to speak about those going into the forest or the mountains during the winter. Recently, a 21-year-old social media vlogger lost her life. Now, she's been to many places solo. This time she made a mistake. The mistake we'll never know. Her body was found by SAR, that's Search and Rescue. It was recovered, leaving her family and friends devastated. Don't be a victim. If you're going out there, get some training, some know-how. Don't be foolish. And while you're at it, support your local search and rescue in your town. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe.